You know that old advice, shout your goals from the rooftops? Tell everyone, so you're held accountable. But what if I told you the single most powerful way to achieve something amazing is to do the exact opposite? Today we're diving into the psychology of what's called ghost mode and the incredible power of working on your biggest ambitions in total silence.
Okay, let me ask you something. And be honest, you get a brilliant idea. You are absolutely on fire for it. You tell your friends, you post about it, and then, a few days later, that fire just kind of fizzles out. Sound familiar? Have you ever stopped to wonder if sharing your goal is the very thing that's killing it before it even gets off the ground?
Well, here's the trap. It turns out, psychologically, just announcing your goal can seriously trick your brain. All that social validation, the likes, the "you got this" comments, the pats on the back, it gives your brain a little hit of satisfaction. It's a premature sense of completion. You basically get the reward before you've even done the work.
And that right there, that leads us to our first big idea, what we call the goal-sharing trap. It is such a subtle but, man, a powerful psychological pitfall. It's the reason so many incredible projects never, ever see the light of day. So let's break down exactly how it manages to derail us so effectively. Let's look at the actual brain chemistry here. See, your brain releases this feel-good chemical dopamine when you accomplish something. But, and this is the key, it also releases dopamine when you get social praise and recognition. So when you announce your big plan, you get a rush of satisfaction that feels almost the same as actually doing the thing. Your brain basically goes, "Hey, great job." And then your motivation to do the actual, hard part, it just nosedives. So if sharing is a trap, what's the alternative? How do you keep that fire, that drive, burning all the way to the finish line? Well, the answer is a really powerful strategic shift in your thinking. It's time to enter ghost mode.
Now, let's be clear. Ghost mode isn't about being a hermit or being weirdly secretive. It's a strategy. It's about creating this state of intense, private focus where you save the big reveal for when you have results to show, not just good intentions. You basically starve that need for outside applause, and instead, you learn to feed off your own progress.
This quote just nails the entire philosophy. Instead of talking about the business you're going to build, or the book you're going to write, or the marathon you're going to run, you just do it. You let the finished product, the thing people can actually see and touch, be the announcement. Your work itself does all the talking.
Okay, so ghost mode sounds awesome, right? But how do we actually put it into practice day to day? Well, the first key is to build a system that runs by itself, one that doesn't need you to be its personal cheerleader every single day. We need to switch on the mind's autopilot.
And this brings us to this fantastic concept from psychology called automaticity. It's simply the point where a habit becomes so second nature that you do it without even thinking. Like brushing your teeth or driving to work. You don't sit there and debate it, you just do it. The entire goal of ghost mode is to make your most important, productive actions just as automatic.
And really, every great habit you have follows this exact path. It starts out as a high-focus action. It feels hard, it takes all your concentration. But through pure repetition, it starts to become a low-focus, familiar habit. And if you stick with it long enough, bam, you hit effortless autopilot. You're no longer burning through willpower, the system just runs itself.
Building that autopilot system is half the battle, for sure. The other half is giving your brain a super clear, crystal clear set of instructions so it knows exactly what to do and when to do it. This is where we literally start programming our own intentions.
The tool for this has a bit of a fancy name. It's called an implementation intention. But don't let the name fool you. It's incredibly simple, and wow, is it effective. It's just a plan you make for yourself in an if-then format. This preloads your decision so you don't have to rely on motivation in the moment. You totally bypass that dangerous question, do I feel like it right now?
And here's where you see the magic. The difference is night and day. I will write my book is a nice wish. It's a dream. But if it is 7 a.m. on a weekday, then I will write for 1 hour at my desk. Well, that's a program. That's a command. The if is the trigger, and the then is the automatic action. There's no gray area, no room for excuses.
So let's bring all this home. When you combine this powerful mindset of working in silence with these two psychological tools, automaticity and implementation intentions, you create the absolute perfect environment for your silent ambition to grow and to flourish.
So here it is, your Ghost Mode Toolkit. It's really just 3 things. First, work in silence. Zip it. Avoid that cheap dopamine hit and keep your real motivation high. Second, build your key actions into automatic habits until they run on their own. And third, program your brain with those super specific if-then plans to just get rid of indecision.
So I'll leave you with this question. Think about that one big, important goal that you have, the one that really, really matters to you. The next time you feel the urge to talk about it, what would happen if you didn't? What would happen if you just started building it in silence? What incredible thing are you going to let your work and your work alone announce to the world?